think I love working with porcelain. What is up, People Nation? It's Nic Torres here. And for those that don't know me, it's my mission to help artists like yourself discover your own unique voice. And I do that through this podcast, give you tips I have learned along the way. So recently, I bought a bag of clay. The first bag of clay I bought in about 3 years. The longest time I was using recycled clay because I wasn't getting my pottery fired and really have a way to get fired. But for the longest time, I wasn't getting my pottery fired, so I kept using recycled clay. But then once I got started getting my pottery fired, I started running out of clay because I built up the skills enough to not mess up a whole lot with my wheel throwing, with my sculpture. So I built up that skill so I'm not missing as much as I was in the beginning. So now I needed some new clay. And after interviewing a lot of people that have thrown with porcelain, I kind of wanted to try it myself. Thought it was something that I could try and I just kind of experiment with. Because that's really my whole thing is if I'm going to try something pottery, I'm going to try and do it. I'm going to try and experiment with it and see if I like it. If I don't like it, then I'm gonna let it go away. And when I started doing this, and I made the switch, when I made the switch to porcelain, I noticed that I really liked it. I liked it a lot. I don't know if it's because I haven't thrown with new virgin clay in over 3 years, and I was just using crappy recycled clay for the longest time, but I really like porcelain so far. So here are my thoughts on porcelain after throwing it a few times and even sculpting with it a little bit. So my first thought is I love how smooth it is. Like when I felt it in my hands, I immediately noticed how smooth it was. And I love that. I absolutely love how smooth it is. It makes everything just feel that much nicer. Like when I am throwing on the wheel, it gets hard or it gets leather hard. You don't get those bumps like you do in stoneware. And I really like that because it makes trimming a little bit easier. And it makes I just love how smooth it is. It just feels so good in your hands. And I love that. The second thing I noticed is that so far, it hasn't been too bad for sculpting out things. And that is something that I am actually really excited about is because I've always heard that porcelain isn't good for sculpting. And I can see kind of why, but so far I really like it for sculpting. 'Cause it's so smooth and everything just kind of flows together really nicely. And then my third initial thought is that so every time I've interviewed somebody that has really made with porcelain, they always say it can be a beast to handle, right? It can be a beast to handle to throw in the wheel. And I can see where they're definitely coming from a little bit. But so far, I haven't really had that problem. I don't know if it's because I've been working with crappy clay for the last 3 years and finally getting some good fresh clay that made it a little bit easier for me. But right now, I'm not at that stage where I could see where it could be a little bit of a beast to handle. I can see where it can be though, because one little wrong step and the whole top rim can get off. So you do have to be a little bit careful with that. But those are my initial thoughts so far on porcelain. And will I go back to stoneware? Probably not. I don't think I will go back to stoneware, mainly because the price difference, at least from what I remember, what it was like back when I was buying clay 3 years ago. The stoneware clay that I was buying 3 years ago was about $25 to $27. And the porcelain that I bought, it's called Nara Cone 5, Cone 6. That is only $3 more, $5 more. It was only $30.26. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I'm going to continue using porcelain clays because it's not the same. The price difference isn't that bad compared to what I had heard. So that's why I'm going to keep using porcelain. But I also love how it just feels in your hand. And I love the way it makes the pots feel. Let me know if you use porcelain, stoneware, or even earthenware. And I would love to hear your thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And I'll see you guys in the next one.